Hi guys, it's Dave here from Team Youth here. We're here with Ruth, who got her first regional top today at the Portrush Regional. She was playing Magician Dracopals, so do you want to take us through your list, Ruth?
Yeah, hi, so I was playing Magician Dracopals. So we'll just start off with the Perform Pal engine. So we played one Skull Crobat Joker and one Monkey Board, kind of obvious because of the adjusted list. These are just one card raised back into the game and they're good searcher. We run one Guitartle and one part Naga.
Would you ever consider playing two Guitartle? Because I've seen that happening in quite a few builds.
I actually think I would. I did miss the Guitartle today. I had thought maybe dropping Lizard Jaw, or maybe if I could find room, I would probably add in another Guitartle. With Part Naga, I find her really good out because you could just power up monsters, and it actually did help to get game as well.
It allows you to beat over Monarchs as well.
Yeah, it's really good because if you have even two Performer Pals in each scale, one in each scale, that's 600 any monster can gain. So it's good if they have to main up. The other Performer Pals we have is two Lizard Jaw. I didn't actually get as much use of these out of today as I would out of testing, but they are good because you can just pop them off for a draw. We run two Silver Claw. I like this. It is a beater because it gains 300 attack when it's attacking, and also once in the pendulum scale it gives attack boost, so it's good again to power over the Monarchs. Maybe drop one of these for a Guitartle, could be an option. We run three Sorcerer. The cards just, this is why the deck's still alive, because it pops off the scales. If it's in a scale you summon, you don't need your extra deck.
It allows for OTKs as well now with its pendulum scale.
Yeah, it allows for OTKs and allows you to beat over Monarchs without having to access the extra deck. So that's the Performer Pal engine. The other engine we play is the Draco Slayer engine, so we run 3 Master, 3 Vector, and 1 Luster. Luster's still really good. The amount of times that I could do 2 Ignisters in one turn, I didn't really miss. I think I'm seeing more of it now because of Face Off than I did before. Also, the 3 Master and 3 Vector are there solely because I'm playing 1 Rescue Rabbit. If I wasn't playing Rescue Rabbit, I would probably play maybe just 2 of this.
Did you see the rabbit much today?
Only seen it twice, but when I did see it, it really helped to put on a lot of advantage, and I really do like Rabbit in the deck. I think it's going to be kept in. So the other engine that we have is the Magician engine. So we run 3 Wisdom Eye. I actually didn't realise till today that you could trigger off with a Performer Pal, and it just allows so much synergy in the deck. 3 Dragon Pulse and 1 Dragon Pit. The reason I'm doing 3 Dragon Pulse is, again, it's a rabbit target, and it gives you name off Pendulum Call. Only the 1 Dragon Pit. As I said before, I'd love more of this card in the deck, but it's just finding the room. So on to the non-pendulums, we have 2 Effect Veiler. I think these are better now over Max C because there is a lot of Monarchs floating about. It's obviously dead against the likes of Cosmo, but you do have the Monarch matches, so it does help with that. 1 Masked Chameleon for synchro plays. And then this is just something I typed in at the last minute, was an X-Saber Palomero. The only reason this card is there is so that I can go into Naturia Beast, and this really helps with the Dracopals or Pepe Mirror match. It's also really good against Monarchs, so it works well in the deck because Dragon Pulse and Sorcerer are both Earths. So we'll move on to the spells. 3 Wavering Ice. It's just really good for getting off the combos and good against the mirror. 3 Draco Face Off. I find this a bit cloggy. I'd love to drop it to 2, but I think you need to run 3 in the deck.
Helps consistency.
Yeah, it really does help the consistency. There's 2 Pendulum Call.
Why only 2 and not 3?
I tested 2 from the start. I'll be honest, I haven't tested 3, but I found that you run out of Magicians really quickly, I think if you were to run a third, it would clog up and it would be a dead card. Because a lot of the time, you're seeing this here, and by the time you see the second, you've ran out of a lot of the magicians, or you see both early on. I think a third would be dead in the deck. The last spell is 1 instant fusion. It's just for the northern plays, and there is a lot of the times where it just helps you gain a lot of advantage. We run 1 trap, which is the Treacherous Dracopal. This card's really good off Refilse. It's the only thing it's not good against probably Cosmo, but it's so good against Rogue and every other deck.
Was there ever a time where you have played Refilse, which I know you play in your X deck, and have actually opened the Treacherous as well?
Yep, that happened a couple of times today, and a lot in testing where I had Refilse, or I could go into Refilse, but I'd open the Treacherous, and it was really disheartening. I think I definitely need another hold card just because of Refilse, or even side one to try and reduce that down a wee bit. Maybe a bottomless, or probably a time space is the one that I'd be most leaning towards.
Okay. 40 cards?
40 cards exactly.
Okay. We'll do extra deck next.
Okay, so we'll go on to synchros first. So we have 1 Naturia Beast. I absolutely love this card. It was really good against the mirror match, and the other idea was to have it in against Monarchs, because if you have this, you go first against Monarchs, you put this on board, it stops them activating domain and other cards. We have 2 Ignister, still an amazing synchro, and it's just good for clearing the field.
Now, I noticed a couple of decks there today were playing 3 Ignister in the extra deck. Would you ever consider bumping it up to a third?
I personally don't think I'd need a third, because a lot of the times I was running through my 2 Ignister really quickly, and then once I would ran out of them, I would make Emerald to just put them back in the extra. I am playing a third rank 8 or level 8 synchro is Omega. I maybe would drop the Omega and test a third Ignister, because I didn't actually find Omega's that good at the moment. It's okay to take a card out of the opponent's hand, but Ignister's just better. Okay, so we'll move on to the fusions. So we have 1 Dinister. It is a good card, I just didn't see much use out of it today. I think it's just the way the plays went. And 1 Norton for the instant fusion plays. So on to the extra deck. So we run 1 Emerald, 1 Arc, 1 Diamond Dyer, and 1 Castell. I think these 4 is just standard in every single deck. Emerald I've seen a lot of play off today, because once I'd be running out of fuel, I just use it to bounce everything back. We ran 1 Dweller. This really good against Monarchs. I played 2 Mermails today, and I actually found Dweller was amazing. It comboed really well with Refilse. There's one stage where I put Refilse Dweller on first turn, wasn't sure what I was playing, and it just completely locked them out of the game. So obviously the other card is the Refilse, and as I said, maybe put in a couple more targets for it. Then we have 1 Trapeze Magician. This is good for OTKing. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get to use it today, but it works really well because you do run the Spellcaster engine with the Magicians. 1 King of the Feral Imps. I think I use this nearly every game to search for a Lizard Draw or to search for the Palomero. And the last card is Magister. This card actually, since the adjusted list, I think is becoming even better, because once you put Luster Synchro, the card that you bring out with Ignister, you can just overlay with another, bring the Luster back at the top, and if you have enough, you can just Synchro again. So that's the extra deck. And we'll move on to the
side deck.
Yep. So in the side we have 3 Twin Twister. I put this in because this deck loses really hard to anti-spell, it loses really hard to domain, and it's also really good for the mirror match. Then onto the traps, we ran 2 Imperial Iron Wall. I put these in because I wasn't too sure about the Cosmo matchup, but also because I knew there might be a couple of Infernoids. 2 Mask of Restrict for the obvious reason Monarchs were everywhere today.
Yours truly was playing them.
Yours truly was, as was Connor. I think it's just kind of essential now. Maybe put in a third because of the amount of twin twisters. Everyone's siding twin twister. So on to the monsters, we had 2 Gamsail.
And I know you were debating about whether to play this card last night. Did you find it any use, or would you consider dropping it?
I did side them in. I side it in against Monarchs. I actually think after having seen matchups today and seeing what's floating about, this card is good. And I think I probably would keep it in because you can tribute off the opponent's Monarch. This is then classed as a special summon, so it turns off the main, and it's good for sacking away the likes of Dark Destroyers without them being able to float. We had 2 Max C, and this is for anything the special summons. 2 Droll Lockbird. These were suggested to me by Dave last night. I wasn't too sure about them, but I did side them in against the likes of Mermail. The theory being that, you know, when they try to go off with Prince, they're going to add a lot, so this helps stop that.
It can also be used well against Monarchs as well. It stops them going off as well.
Yeah, it stops Monarchs going off as well. Stops them refueling their hand. And the last 2 cards is 2 side blockers. These I wasn't sure on. Still not too sure on because I didn't actually get using them today. But the theory behind them is good, because I did find in testing in other tournaments that you could say you're going against Monarchs and they have a huge board and you're waiting on that out. If you summon this and say, for example, they have an Ether there and you call Ether, that card can't attack. They can't reveal one in hand, so it does stop plays.
Was there anything you would change in the side deck?
Maybe the side blockers. I would really love to try the likes of Skullmeister or something, but that would be probably all that I would change in the side.
Okay, and is there any difficult matchups you played today, or is there anything special you'd like to mention?
Well, my matchups today were, first round I played Monarchs. I actually find Monarchs a really, really tough matchup. I don't like the matchup at all because of Domain. It was my own fault, the reason I lost that match game 1. I should have went into Beast when I didn't. I went into Reveal Seed instead. The second round I played Speedroids. Third round, which I won. Third round I played against Mermail, which I won against that one 2-0. Fourth round I played against the Pepe Mirror. I found it was probably one of my favourite matchups. I think Beast is completely underrated, and it should be there solely for the likes of the Dracopal Mirror match. Last round I played Mermails again, which I did unfortunately lose that round. I think that was probably the most difficult round I played, and the one thing that it made me want to do was change my extra deck. It made me really want to put in the likes of Cowboy or Dark Rebellion, because they were sitting with a monster that I just couldn't get over. I couldn't put Scales down. I drew Rabbit, I could get an Exceed, but I just didn't have high enough attack, so I think maybe Dark Rebellion, or probably Dark Rebellion would be the card I'd want to put in there. That's the only changes I would do.
Okay, and is there anything else you'd like to say before we finish?
No, just rate, comment and subscribe and enjoy the video.
Thank you very much, Ruth.